everyone, it's me, and I'm back with this week's episode of my Best Vintage Life podcast, coming to you live from the warehouse floor again. And today I am flying solo, although Art might stop by. You never know with that guy. I am currently going through gaylords of, well, what I thought was 2 gaylords of dresses. Actually, I think is a it's kind of confusing. I think it's a gaylord of dresses that some sloppy person threw on top of a gaylord of leather jackets, and also this mini gaylord that was tucked away that I think may or may not have some hidden treasure in it. So kind of just popping through there, doing my thing, deciding what stays, what goes. It's a lot. It's been a lot of processing these last few weeks, probably some of the most processing I've ever done here. You know, I do a lot of processing in general, but this has consistently just been every day, kind of giving up some of the things I'd normally be doing to process, and that's okay, because it's one of those things where, like, there's only so much here to process, and when it's done, it's done. And I like the feeling of saying, okay, I've literally, I mean, there are certain things that I won't have my hands on everything and my eyes on everything, for sure. There will be some things that just I won't, like military and stuff like that. But this is my kind of stuff. It's very, not Art's cup of tea. So we're happy to kind of have him doing his strengths and me doing my strengths. And it's, I trust him. Obviously, I know what he's doing, and he trusts me processing things like this. So it works really well, because I don't feel like, if he was doing this and I was doing whatever, he's doing, we'd probably feel the need to like double check each other's work. Not from like a mean place or like a non-trusting place, but just to make sure that nothing slipped through the cracks. And we do that occasionally. Like this morning, he had me go through some stuff he purged out, and he's like, I just want to make sure that my yes to purge is like, you're on board with it. So yeah, but that we can't do that with everything, especially when we're doing this much processing. So here we are. It's been a good week so far. I am recording this on Tuesday. My client Desiree was here yesterday. She is the owner of Electrical Banana Vintage, based out of Nashville, and bless her heart, she made the trip out to California, not just here, but she's doing some other stops along the way. But I feel like she really liked it here, so that makes me happy. Not that I doubted that she would, but you never know. I was telling her sometimes people come and they're like, I can't find anything, which she had a hard time grasping, because she had one day here and immediately was like, yeah, I need to spend more time next time. And it's just hard hearing that people come and they're like, they've been here an hour and they find like one thing. It's even hard for me to believe sometimes. And I work here. So her experience, I think, was a pleasant one, and I am so glad that she came. I really just, I was saying to Art this morning, it's incredible how some people really just lower your blood pressure, and she's one of them. And then there's some people that raise it a lot. And sadly, I think there's more raisers in this industry now than there ever were. But I cannot count her amongst them. She's a great gal. So we're so, so happy to have her here. Art, you can come over. Red Rover, let Art on over. If that's a Burbs quote. If you've ever seen the Burbs, you know that Tom Hanks's neighbor is named Art. And when Bruce Dern is up on the roof telling them to hop the neighbor's fence, he's doing Red Rover, let Art on over. Anyways, I digress. But we had a nice experience having Desiree here. I was actually supposed to have another woman here today and tomorrow, but she got it's a huge bummer. She got stuck in the blizzard. She's in the Hudson Valley of New York and couldn't make it out. I mean, she kind of assumed her flight was going to get canceled and rescheduled it before it even did. And I'm sure that it definitely did get canceled. Say hi, you're on the podcast.
Hi, I'm on the podcast.
What am I feeling? Oh my God. What is this?
It's the galactic prophylactic.
Oh God, get it away from me. It's some sort of...
It's a giant condom coat.
It's so gross. It feels like
I think it's Channel.
Is it latex? I'm allergic to latex, so
I mean, just the sound.
It's stained. Oh, it's so nasty. Art just handed me a shop coat made out of some sort of weird latex material. So gross. But anyway, sorry, I got distracted. Our client from New York had to cancel her trip and reschedule it. So I always try to see the positives. I get to process stuff the rest of the week now because March is looking, well, it's looking busier than it did at the start of this week. So we've had a lot of people book and that's great. So I gotta just enjoy, I want to say enjoy, but take advantage of the time that I have to process while I have it, because when clients are here, I really like to give them my undivided attention. And some of them don't need it because they're just so good on their own and they're not messy and they're respectful. But even those people, I like to touch base with them and just make sure that they're having a pleasant experience. God, is there anything as sweet as just finding labels that say of California? There are so many brands at one point in time. It really brings me a lot of joy to see those. But okay, I mean, finding a silk dress also makes my day. Art, what are you doing?
Getting an orange.
He's getting an orange. Our employee Huve lives on a ranch with his uncle, and they have
You won't bring any from your big ranch.
organic. I have one orange tree. You can take them all. First off, I have one orange tree. I apparently own some of my neighbor's orange grove, orchard. It's so weird. I always associated the word orchard with apples and not with citrus. I always thought citruses were groves, but people say orchard here. So my neighbor has a citrus orchard, and I apparently own two rows of it. I don't understand how. But what do you like? Look at here's another label, California Girl. There's so many cute California labels. Can I have an orange?
Well, you're not going to go in with your usual pterodactyl.
No,
Okay.
no. I'm going to eat it politely. Do you have anything you want to add to the podcast this week?
I couldn't tell you where all this stuff is from. It's been here a while.
It's
just been buried behind things.
Yeah.
And finally, she's getting around to working. The reason I brought her here in the first place is to...
Oh, yeah.
What do you call it?
Yeah, I just...
Curate the women's stuff. But no, she's been finagling in my area.
No, yeah.
As beautiful as it is, which I appreciate.
But
Get to work.
Did you know I sit on my ass and eat bonbons all day?
No, you don't. No. I wish you did. But instead, you go to areas I've made really cool.
It's not going to fit.
And redo them.
Oh, my God.
That is 7? Come on, man. It's not going to fit. It's going to fit me. Let me see. Hey, look at me. Nope, not even me. I got daddy cups, baby. That's D, double D, daddy. Actually, that's 3 Ds.
Stop, please. Oh my God. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
You
Okay.
you completely threw me off.
Yeah.
So you don't.
You know that brand?
No, don't do it again. No more ooze. So you don't know where any of this came from.
I do.
You do.
I do.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Where do you guys get your stuff from? Everywhere. That's what I say. It's like everywhere. Like I'm supposed to know exactly this exact piece. Well, this one was from, remember that place, Timbuktu?
Timbuktu.
Yeah. And then that one's from Kathmandu.
Kathmandu.
Yeah. It's over the years we've had to buy.
Woohoo.
Sometimes when you buy something, I hate cherry picking, so I just will take whatever they have.
Oh, the zipper's broken.
Oh, that's worth fixing.
Yeah. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
Here.
Really
Take it, please.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Well, there you go. Art.
Some of this looks like it's from the St. Louis load. Some of it looks like from the Chicago costume load.
Yeah, some of it is from Lou D's costume store
In Chicago.
in Chicago.
And some stuff is from a guy we used to buy out every time at the Rose Bowl. He was the nicest guy.
Oh,
His name was Tom.
that's God. How often do you hear that these days?
Oh, he was such a cool guy.
Yeah.
His name was Tom.
Tom.
And he was from Tucson.
Tom from Tucson.
Tom from Tucson. And
Shout out.
He knew vintage so well.
Uh-huh.
And so he would come to the Rose Bowl and he would need to make a certain amount. He'd have a figure amount in his head all the time what he needed to make.
Oh.
As soon as he made that and had about 3 Guinnesses or Bass beers,
He was
he'd
gone.
walk over to me. No, he'd walk over. All right, I'm ready. And basically,
Oh,
and
I
would
see.
buy everything for a price. And it would be anywhere from, $800 to $1,000. I think the most I ever paid was like $1,200. And you would get everything. And everything was priced. Everything was washed. Everything was like, he never wanted to bring the same stuff twice.
so was it a lot of dresses?
He'd have dresses, belts, pants, military. And it was great. He was like the best source. And even the stuff that he sold,
Yeah.
his leftovers were so good. But he would, that's the funny part to me was, let's say he had $20 on a dress
Uh-huh.
and somebody offered him $10, he wouldn't do it. But he'd rather give it to me at the end of the day for $1 or $2.
Interesting. Well, he really liked you then.
Yeah,
But
I liked him too.
as we know, we've established your good relationship in the vintage industry many
Oh,
times.
to be fair. And then when he'd have something really good, he'd ask, hey, what do you think I should get for this?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I would sell for this much. Is that would you be interested? It's a video. Okay.
That's okay.
It's okay.
What were you saying, though? Hello?
Hello. Oh, basically, I would help him
Yeah.
get a good buyer for it as opposed to trying to take it from him at a lowball price.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he appreciated that.
Thank you for sharing that story.
All right. I need to go make labels.
Okay, go make labels. I'll be here. Bopping around. Oh, is there anything as yummy as a pearl?
You're going to kill me.
I wish you would have done that in front of the camera.
Right. Launching oranges.
What was so funny about what I said?
Can I be you?
Yeah, I'm like, no, go right in front of the camera.
Okay. Is there anything as yummy as a pearl? Is there? I just want to know. Yeah, there's a billion things. The only person I know that actually ate pearls, he ground them up, was Caligula and served them for a freaking banquet.
I mean, I'm just. It's just
Pearls are so yummy.
no, yummy. That I'm not talking about that kind of yummy. Yummy, yummy as in just fabulous. That's my new thing is yummy. Oh my Lord. What was this person thinking?
That is amazing.
No, it is not.
It's a skirt.
It's good Lord. No, just yummy. Yummy? He's walking away.
Yeah. Kill me, man.
I tried to. No, I'm just kidding. Going back to what we were talking about, March will be a busy time here, but it's all good. I'm going to take a little time off, which I think is well deserved before it gets crazy hot here, because you know how Fresno is in the summer. Blech. It's the worst. It's already warm. It's 70 degrees here today. I'm not going to complain too much because, like, I also don't want to be in a blizzard like some people are, but you know, it's 70 in February. I'd love just a few months of like 55 to 65. That would be heavenly. That would be yummy. But I just, I've been taking in a lot of feedback from people about the vintage industry, and gosh, things are just, people are getting so mean. I'm hearing it more and more from different people. Just everyone needs to chill. I had someone tell me recently that they don't even they don't want to go to estate sales anymore, and that made me really sad, just because of people's behavior there. It's like, how can you behave like that in someone's former home? I don't understand. I don't know. I guess I was raised differently. I don't want to say raised right, because I feel like there's no one size fits all solution. However, my mom, my mom would smack the shit out of most of these young guys, because I'm sorry, like, I hate to say it, but that's who everyone's complaining about for the most part. I'm sure it's some young gals too. No one's perfect, but yeah, my mom would lay the smack down with some of the stories I hear, and I'm continuing to hear more and more and more because I'm a wholesaler, and it makes me really upset, and it also makes me very happy that we are not open to the public, because God knows what sort of malarkey I'd be dealing with. Oh my God, here comes Victor. Victor is, you hear him honk, he's my UPS guy. He is our #1 fan on social media. This is really funny. I noticed that someone named Victor was always liking our posts and super supportive. It took me, I don't know how long, to figure out that it was actually him. And then I felt awful and apologized to him in person, because gosh, like, what, I felt like such an asshole, So Victor, you're on the podcast. Yes. I was just telling everyone how nice you are.
What?
Yes, our #1 fan. The best UPS guy ever.
Oh, yeah.
It's Victor. He's so sweet. You're welcome.
I have 3 for your neighbors.
You can leave them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. We have a bunch over on the other side. We're going to take over. Thank you. So. It's a lot of organizing. But it's all good. The weather's good.
Yeah, I'm taking these now.
That's okay.
I get behind later.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll have anything else. It might, yeah, I would come back regardless.
I still come back.
Okay. Thank you. See, my friends, this is why it is important to have good relationships with your couriers.
Yeah, you have like a million followers already, right?
No. No, I mean, no, I actually don't wish we had 1 million, but I was just telling people it's important to have a good relationship with your courier, especially if you run a business, if you're a vintage business owner, you know, I mean, they do so much important work, you know, delivering boxes and picking up boxes. And I mean, we use UPS. We have a business account with UPS and daily pickup. Do you want to be on camera? You probably can you do that with work?
I would have to show them on break and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Kind of camera shy too.
All right. Well, thank you, Victor, for stopping by the podcast. Your kids would think you're so cool. Like, oh my God, look, there he is. Now he's famous. You could be like that. I sent Victor a video of a UPS guy getting chased by a turkey.
Yeah, that's not.
That, it could be worse.
Yeah, the only thing I go through something like that is just the stray dogs.
Yes.
Just the ankle biters around here.
That's rough. Turkey, dog, I don't know.
But they were after that guy, man.
Yeah, they were set. They were on a mission to get him. They seem pretty aggressive. I don't know.
Okay, I'll see you later, okay?
Okay, bye, Victor.
Please speak for your neighbor.
Okay. Bye. See, friends, being a vintage wholesaler it's so much more than, you know, pretty things and clothes, and it's a lot of relationship building, you know. I always make sure to treat people that provide us with a service like that with respect and kindness. You know, and I know some people have couriers that, you know, it's not the same person every day, or, you know, it changes a lot. But if you have like one consistent person, it is so important to make them feel special. And that is going back to what we were just talking about before Victor came, which is just, you know, just don't be an asshole. It's really not that hard. Just to be nice and make someone feel special, and not, you know, it's clothing. It's literally just clothing. I'm going to do a little like TikTok / Instagram on this, because at the end of the day, it's just getting a little too serious. This used to be so much fun, and it still is fun. I still love what I do, but man, oh man, we don't want people crying. We don't want people sad, you know, over clothes. I mean, think about some of the crazy, you know, if selling clothes is that like making you that angry and shitty of a person, you need to take a step back and think about what some of the other things you could be doing at the moment. You know, other jobs. I mean, if you are able to pay the bills selling vintage clothing, God, you are really lucky, my friend, because there are all sorts of jobs out there that I know a lot of people would not want to be doing. And, you know, I learned this from a former employer of mine, and I've said it before. When I worked in real estate with him, he said it's literally it's a house. You know, no one's dying, no one has a disease, no one's been hit by a car. It's literally just clothes. So don't make everything so serious. Now, the unfortunate part about what I'm saying is the people that need to hear it probably aren't listening to this podcast. But if they ever give you a hard time, feel free to clip this and play it for them. You know, because life's too short. It really is. I have been, especially when I was younger, I've been through some shit, and when I come to work here, I'm like, yeah, this is this is a lot better than some of the things I've been through in my other lifetimes. You know, I watched my mom die when I was 20 years old. I literally watched her take her last breath in front of me in our living room when she was under hospice care. So I just look at clothes. It's like they're fun. It's how I make money and support myself, but it ain't ever gonna give me the love that my mom did. It's not gonna keep me warm at night, you know? It's not gonna give me the love that a friend or a family member or a pet could. It's literally just clothing. And I think we're at the point now where a lot of people are slowly realizing, okay, I can't do this forever. You know, some people got into it and they're sick of it, or they realize I might have to get another job, either a full-time or part-time job, to pay my bills. There's so many other people doing it that you have all this competition. It's there's a lot of factors going on, I think, right now in the vintage industry. So stick with me, kids. I know it'll all be okay in the end. The one thing that I was thinking about, though, the other day was kind of the future for vintage resellers. And I'm talking about more the people like my age and older, you know, like what does that look like for us? I was talking about this with one of my Japanese clients, you know, just we feel like we're getting a little old for our target age. And it's not that I still feel very confident. I know what people like and want, but I don't know if I'm going to feel that way forever. It's like, what do you do when you move on from vintage? And I'm curious, like, do any of you out there worry about that or think about that and wonder the same thing? Because running your own business, you know, it's tough to retire from owning your own business. When I worked at Urban or when I was a teacher, I had like 401k and benefits. And here I have my own 401k that I take money out of my paycheck for. So it's different, you know, and I don't even think a lot of people in the vintage industry are thinking ahead like that, because we're in such a like make it through the day time, which is really sad. So I guess I'm just curious, have people thought or felt that way? Like, and I know we live in a time now where it's like, there's no such thing as age and you can do whatever you want at any age. And it's like, yeah, that is true. But I do think life has its natural progression, right? And I don't know. I'm sure at some point in time, I will feel maybe a little too old to be doing this. Not right now. Definitely not right now or anytime soon, but I've even, like, Art has kind of echoed that sentiment, you know, like, he's like, I don't want to manage a warehouse this big forever, which if you've been here, I'm sure you can totally understand it. So what does it look like, I guess, to progress out of vintage and either into something else or into retirement, you know? I just think it's kind of different when you own your own business, that's all. So I'd love, like, anybody that could give me insight on that. I'd love to hear it. And who knows, maybe there's people out there that they're like, I'm going to sell vintage until I'm 90. And if you have the energy and the physical ability to do that, bravo. I just don't think I'll be there with you. My goal would be to, like, own a little store one day, not here in Fresno because we don't have the market for it, but somewhere else. Maybe that's the, like, end goal for me. something more manageable than this. But, you know, there's some people that having a small store doesn't even feel manageable. Everybody is different. So kind of thinking about the future. I don't know why. Maybe it's just, you know, once I pass my halfway to my birthday mark, I get like that. I start thinking, okay, half a year's gone. I'm going to be another year older in 6 months. Here it comes. What's coming? What am I thinking about? Very reflective. But I am a naturally more reflective person, I would think, than most. So who knows? I hope I didn't like freak anybody out with that little thing I just talked about, but what is ahead for us? I don't know. And who even knows with the way the world is? God knows. Maybe we won't even be here. I mean, that's really morbid and depressing, but some days it's just like, hey. Maybe there's a meteor coming. There's only so much we can control, right? But going back to what I'm processing, I'm finding some really yummy gems. Going back to yummy. There's also some really bad stuff, you know. There was a really just awful era of vintage dresses that it seems like nobody is ever going to want to buy. And I'm like, oh, I hate that. I mean, I guess in their time they were popular, but God, you know, there's just so much. It's very like late, like pretty much 80s, 80s everything. All my clients are always like, I don't really buy 80s stuff. And some of them aren't as much into 90s Y2K, which I get because that's kind of saturated, but 80s, man, like, is anybody ever going to want to buy it? Some of it is okay. And then some of it is just really, really bad. And actually, I shouldn't say some. A lot of it is not great. And, you know, I don't really look at trends. And I know there's some people out there who say, oh, it's going to trend or this and that. But I just don't think it cycles through enough. People love the 60s. They love the 70s. And people really love like 30s and 20s, but obviously that's at this point in time, that's like hardcore antique and most people don't have it or can't find it. But it's just the 80s is always such a sticking point. I'm sure there are resellers out there dedicated just to the 80s. I don't really have any of those people as my clients. Send them my way, please. I have plenty of stuff I can sell to them. I don't know. I feel like the 90s Y2K stuff is just never going to die. But at some point in time, it's just, I feel like not going to be, it's already hard to find. And people will reach out to me like, oh, do you have Y2K bales? I'm like, no, I don't. Sorry. We bought Y2K like bales from a rag house once just to try, and they were so awful. Maybe like one or two pieces that came out were okay. And so it was just like one of those things like, okay, well, that didn't work. And I'm really not a big bale person. Buying bales is very risky. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the stuff you're going to get is garbage. And I'm not saying that because I like want you to buy from me or not buy from someone else, because obviously we sell some of our clients bales, like long-term clients that, you know we can trust and like put a good bale together for them, but it's not something I'm actively seeking out to do for everybody. So yeah, I just be careful out there with bales. I would honestly, like, the few times I've put like help art put them together, it just feels weird to me. I'm very big on like one of a kind shopping and just really kind of tailoring to my clients. And bales are just tough. I think bales are really good for people who are in like a high volume situation where you have a ton of like a brick and mortar with a ton of foot traffic, and you're in an area like sometimes I see like sports bales and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, you have really got to have a lot of volume coming in to buy like assorted sports bales, because most people will only buy the sports teams from the place where they live. So, you know, if you're living in, I don't know where, Chicago, you want to buy a lot, and I wouldn't like blame you if you want to buy mostly like Chicago Bears and Chicago Bulls and, you know, the White Sox or something. But it's like, if you buy all these teams, I mean, I guess maybe it makes more sense on the East Coast too, because you have a lot of more states close by and nearer to each other where you might be getting more traffic from other people. But I don't know, I see that being difficult. So yeah, I've never been a big pusher for bales personally. Now, if you've had a great experience buying bales, that's amazing. And like I said, it might just be that it's the right fit for you and your business. I personally don't think it's good for a lot of my clients, just because I mentioned on another episode, they are a bit picky. So, and that's okay. It's okay to be picky, but you know, it definitely can limit what you're getting. What are people buying right now? What am I seeing people buy? You know, it's really all over the board. I see people seem to be buying a lot more one-of-a-kind vintage and less like core basics. So I think if you follow us on Instagram, you saw I just did our Japanese client that was here. She bought a ton of basics, but I explained in the comments, I think, and in the caption that she does a lot of reworking with them. So that makes sense. Not seeing as much with like people that are just selling vintage as is. So I'm really going to be focusing on putting a lot of our one-of-a-kind items that will be on the retail site onto the wholesale site as well, because I think that's kind of a good spot for me. It's really hard as a wholesaler to sell things remotely. A lot of wholesalers do virtual shopping, but that is really, really, really time intensive. I was just talking about this with Desiree yesterday. Like when I used to do it, people didn't even want to like pay to hold an appointment slot with me, which was frustrating because, you know, it's a significant portion of my time. I think I was asking for $75 to hold your spot. Also, I have a lot of walk-in clients coming, so like I need to schedule your appointment around, you know, when they're coming. And my big thing is like, if you spend X amount, then I will, whatever you put in as your deposit, I will put toward your balance. And it was more just like, if you're going to flake on me, then I will absorb what you put down, if that makes sense. Like basically, if you're a no-show for our virtual appointment, I will keep that money. And I thought that was more than fair. And a lot of people didn't want to do it. So, but I'm noticing more and more wholesalers are doing virtual shopping. I think another thing is I don't have like the employees either. A lot of times it's just some random person flashing you things, and not so much like the owners involved. So I don't have the employees here to do that. So I think for me, cross-posting items from the retail site to the wholesale site will be a good start, and just kind of seeing how that works, because when I do Instagram stories, well, I don't do story sales, but when I post things to my stories, a lot of that stuff sells. And people are buying like one-off things and they don't mind paying the shipping or whatever. So I'm going to try that, but on my website, just because I do not like to invest a ton of time and energy into Instagram. And if you do that, that's okay. It just makes me nervous because I don't want all of my livelihood wrapped up into some app that I don't even know how it works. Isn't that sad? Like we invest so much of our time and energy into an app that we can't actually figure out, and no one will tell us how to figure out. Wouldn't it be lovely if there was a social media app that wanted everyone to do well and wanted you to support the people that you want to support instead of whatever nonsense it shows you? You know, I'm not that it's all nonsense. I'm sure there's some good stuff out there too, but my God, are these devil horns? They're amazing. That's definitely a costume shop find. But just imagine if Instagram or TikTok or whatever it may be, was everything that you wanted to see. And that's it. But this is going back to my looking for other marketing apps and arenas that I talked about on was it the last episode, I think? Yeah. So I did record another episode last week with my client, Mikey. I don't know if I'm going to release it or not. He does not listen to the podcast, and I don't think he really knew. He's not really a podcast person in general, so he was a little out of his depth, and Art kind of wanted to listen to it first to be the judge of is it worth releasing or not, because I don't know if you're going to get anything out of it or not. We talked a lot about non-vintage things, which is fine. It doesn't have to all be about vintage, but I want to make sure it's worth people's time. So we'll see if that episode comes out or not. I might release it before this one. I might release it after. I definitely want to kind of keep up though with the pace of what I've been doing. It might be tough the next few weeks, but I'm going to make it work, because it makes me happy hearing people say that they are happy that the show is back. And thank you so much for those kind words. I really appreciate it. I am going to continue my little processing. I shouldn't say little. This is a lot. My processing job here. And I will talk to you soon, my friends. Before I go, I will do my little spiel, though. If you're looking for us on social media, it is at My Best Vintage Life Podcast. That is on TikTok and on Instagram, and I did reactivate my business Pinterest, so that we are also on there. I do have a Substack, which is The Girl in the Awkward Outfit. If you want to email us. Oh, also, I do video episodes of the podcast on YouTube. Same thing. My Best Vintage Life Podcast for everything. And the only other thing is my personal Instagram, which is at Basic Bougie Bridget. BASIC.BOUGIE.Bridget, BRIDGET. If you want to email us, you can do so admin, ADMIN, at mybestvintagelifepodcast.com. That's admin at mybestvintagelifepodcast.com. You can email me with any questions, concerns, comments. That is a good place if you want to kind of start the process of onboarding, or you could just go to our website, which is mybestvintagelifepodcast.com, and go to the shop wholesale page, and our onboarding form is there. You do have to fill out the onboarding form to become a client. No ifs, ands, or buts. It is just a requirement that we have now. It's been working out really well for us. So hopefully you don't mind. It's about 5 to 10 minutes of your time. And it's really just a good way to show me that you're serious. And please, if you're not super serious about coming on as a client, I'd say wait to fill it out, because I've had some people filling it out as of late, and then like they don't respond to me when I text them, or they're like, they fill it out and they're like, wait, who is this? I had that happen recently. I'm like, you just filled this out yesterday. Like, why are you giving me all your info and you don't even remember who I am? That's weird. It was very bizarre. And then it was 2 people in one day. One girl acted like she had never heard of us, despite her just filling it out the day before. And then one guy didn't, I still have his text saved. He literally would not respond to me. So, hang on, my phone's making a noise. Sorry about that. So, moral of the story, don't fill out the onboarding form unless you're like 100% committed to talking to me and getting an order together. I could say that in a much harsher way, which would be, don't waste my time. Or don't waste your time. I mean, it's more of a waste of your time filling that thing out and then not really pursuing it. It's very bizarre, but we live in bizarre times, and I'm kind of over trying to figure people out. So talk to me. If you're ready, talk to me. Fill out the onboarding form. And when I text you, it's going to be from an 833 number. Please respond. Don't ignore me. Let's see. We did email onboarding. If you want to shop for vintage, you can go to our website. We have a retail site for people who are not resellers. And then we have the wholesale page for resellers, and that is password protected. You will get the password once you fill out the, can you guess, onboarding form. Very good. And if you like the podcast, you can give us a rating or a review. A rating is just giving us a certain amount of stars, and a review is writing a few kind words. And it's been a minute since we've gotten a nice review. So if you have time to do so, you can do that via the Apple Podcast app, or you could do it via Podchaser, which hosts our podcast as well. It's not our host, but you can listen to the podcast through Podchaser, and they have the ability to do ratings and reviews. And then I think you can do it on Spotify as well. There's a lot of places now. Wherever you listen, check and see, is there a place to review or rate? And if you could do it, if you only have time to do a few stars, that's fine. I will never complain. But if you have time to write a review, that would be amazing. So in the meantime, my friends, stay safe, stay sane, stay kind, be healthy, and don't be basic. Bye.